You open your banking app and check your paycheck. Now imagine that paycheck is a small cloth bag of white crystals, and rain could literally destroy your entire month's wages. This was the reality for soldiers and workers across the ancient world. Salt was one of the most valuable commodities a person could own. To understand why, you have to start with your own body. Your nerves fire, your muscles contract, and your blood pressure holds, all because of sodium. Your body cannot manufacture sodium on its own. You must consume it, or eventually you die. Ancient people understood this dependency long before science could explain it. Animals instinctively seek salt deposits, and early humans followed them. Many of the world's oldest roads began as animal trails to salt sources. Salt also solved another enormous ancient problem: food spoilage. Packing meat or fish in salt could keep it edible for months. For any army marching hundreds of miles from home, that was a survival technology. Ancient Egypt used salt compounds for mummification and traded them widely. Across the Sahara, salt from desert mines was so rare it was traded block for block with gold. In some parts of East Africa, flat bars of salt called amal served as coins for centuries. You could break a bar in half to make change. Now enter Rome, the civilization that turned salt into a political instrument. The city of Rome sat near salt flats at the mouth of the Tiber River. Control those flats, and you controlled something every person within 1,000 miles needed. Rome built one of its earliest roads specifically to move salt inland. The road was called the Via Salaria, literally the Salt Road. Salt moved faster than armies, and it moved before coinage became widespread. Roman soldiers received part of their compensation in salt or in money, explicitly to buy salt. This payment was called a salarium in Latin. Salarium evolved through Old French and Middle English directly into our word salary. Every time you say you earn a salary, you are referencing a commodity from antiquity. Here is the counterintuitive twist most people miss entirely. Salt's power was never really about salt. It was about scarcity and access. Regions near coastlines or salt mines had abundance and charged everyone else dearly. The moment a government controlled salt supply, it controlled tax revenue and loyalty. Rome taxed salt imports and used the revenue to fund its military campaigns. When Hannibal's Carthaginian army marched across Europe, salt preservation kept his men fed. Cut off an army's salt supply, and you could starve them without a single battle. Salt was weaponized through trade embargoes in ways ancient historians recorded carefully. The pattern kept repeating across civilizations that never even traded with each other. China had its own extensive state-controlled salt monopolies for over 2,000 years. The logic is always identical: find what everyone needs, then control who gets it. So why did salt eventually lose its currency status? Two things happened. Mining technology improved, and ocean evaporation techniques scaled up. When supply rises dramatically, scarcity collapses, and so does the price. Salt went from precious to ordinary within a few centuries of industrialization. Today, a kilogram of table salt costs roughly the same as a cheap cup of coffee. But the underlying principle did not disappear. It just moved to different commodities. Oil, rare earth minerals, and water now play the role salt once played. Whoever controls an essential resource that others cannot produce themselves holds genuine power. Ancient salt economies were not primitive. They were the first draft of modern geopolitics. So next time you shake salt onto your food, remember it once funded legions. Your salary still carries its name, your roads still follow its routes, and your wars still follow its logic. What if the most powerful currency in history was sitting in your kitchen the whole time?